So my name is Justin Harvey, born and raised in Orlando, Florida. I currently live 103 South Osceola Ave, downtown. I'm here today to talk about the implementation of 5G wireless technology. I'm all for progressing with technological advancements and everything, and I think it's great that we are trying to be a leader in this, but I just don't want it to be at the expense of our health. I just want to make sure this is a safe technology that we're going to be rolling out. Now, I'm no scientist or expert on the matter, but I have brought some science and facts from the experts to present to you that I found quite alarming. In a nutshell, 5G is essentially a new untested technology that is being rolled out without appropriate safety testing and without public consent. This basically will include the installation of thousands of towers, what they call small cell towers, and I think some of them have already been put in downtown Orlando that you're aware of. And this new technology, they have to be placed within 500 feet of each other. So there literally has to be these small cell towers on almost every corner for this to work. So this is exposing us to just astronomically more amounts of this electromagnetic frequencies. One of particular interest that I noticed was just right out here across the street, and it is built right next to a preschool. I just want you to keep that in mind. So the experts have said this. I have a quote from Dr. Sharon Goldberg, board-certified internal medicine of 20 years, recently gave her testimony regarding the dangers of 5G. She said, wireless radiation has biological effects, period. This is no longer a subject for debate when you look at PubMed and other peer-reviewed literature. The effects are seen in all life forms. In humans, we have clear evidence of cancer now. There's no question that we have DNA damage, cardiomyopathy, neuropsychiatric effects. 5G is an untested application of technology that we know is harmful, and we know it from science and academics. And she essentially says that this is a human subject research, is what this is called in medicine. Claire Edwards from the United Nations in her testimony said that this is a highly dangerous biological effects of EMFs have been documented by thousands of studies since 1932. And this may be a global health catastrophe worse than that created by the tobacco and asbestos industries. And these are what the experts have said. There's also an LA Times covered a study with tumors in rats in 2017, just recently in San Francisco, was linked to miscarriages. So it's clear here that we have a major issue. And the one of particular concern in 2002, the World Health Organization had a report on children and how they're more vulnerable to this technology. Again, we have one right outside of a preschool. Firefighters developed neurological problems and abnormal brain chemistry in Los Angeles after towers were installed near their fire station. They had them actually banned, and now they cannot put them near fire stations in LA because they were proven to cause neurological problems. Again, there's one right next to a preschool. And there's one across from the fire station on Central Avenue as well. In 2015, multiple countries in Europe have banned the tower installations near elementary schools and hospital nurseries. Schools in California have now resisted the towers. So basically what I'm saying here is we're in uncharted territory, and we're moving forward with untested technology that we don't know is safe. This has to do with our privacy as well, but mainly our health here. And like I said, I'm not against the technology. I think it's great. We all want faster internet. We all want faster downloads. But when you have the experts saying this, and we have thousands of studies for decades that point to this technology being harmful, we really need to take another look at it. And I would be glad to send you all this information, what these experts have looked into. I mean, again, it's on.
Justin, what's your background and what brings you?
Like I said, I'm no expert or scientist on this matter at all. I've just looked into the information, and I'd be glad to provide you with that. But I'm just a
I'd be glad for you to provide that to us. This is one of those times when we need to talk about what the state legislature is doing. Mm-hmm. This is an area that they have preempted us from, and we're preempted from, well, if we like it or don't like it, it doesn't matter one way or the other, because the companies that are going to install this technology have great sway in places other than city halls. They have great sway in the state capital and the federal capital, so we're going to be at the direction of the state government and the federal government in terms of how we react to this, although we have tried to influence what poles they can be on and how many and what they're going to look like aesthetically and that type of thing. But we have very little impact on how this is all going to be deployed ultimately. But we would enjoy having the information that you put together.
Yeah, I'll be glad to email each and all of you the information. And you can look into it yourself, and I'll be glad to meet with you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry, I asked Commissioner Ortiz and Commissioner Shields.
Mr. Harvey, thank you for coming over and testifying. You are a prime example of a good candidate to become a home rule fighter, because that's a big issue we have against our state. Not against, but I guess this is a big controversy with the state and federal government, where they legislate and many times speculate about what's best for our communities instead of listening to their local communities. And as you were talking, I was thinking about what the mayor pretty much said. There was not much we could do in the sense of changing anything, since they have preempted us. The mayor and the commission here have led a long fight against Tallahassee in many issues. This one being one of the most important ones of this day and age for that reason and other reasons. The last thing we heard, we just got back from Washington. I don't know if you heard what I was saying before, that this particular legislation is stagnant on both sides, because, as a matter of fact, because of the stagnancy of the Congress, the FCC jumped in, and they're planning to put other stipulations there that we're concerned with. So the Florida League of Cities, which is probably the largest league in the whole state, is trying to get the federal government to preempt the FCC to continue adding to the list of things that they're adding in terms of legislation to this particular item. But what you could do is inform your neighbors, talk to the neighbors, learn about this home rule, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. So you can pass the voice and the message out there for people to learn about what local control is all about. It's about the needs of the people at the local level, and legislators in Tallahassee and Washington should be listening to us, should be coming. We go over there many times to talk to them about legislatures or whatnot, but from time to time I think they need to come back here and listen to their constituents and their legislators, local legislators, so they learn about what's best. So help us out with that.
Okay, I agree.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner
Yeah,
Shields.
and Mary, they started rolling these out. It seemed it would hit my district first, and it was very frustrating, and they're hideous looking. We can't even control what they look like. Very frustrating. But yeah, that was the first thing I heard, was that they're, because of the federal preemption, a lot of the telecommunications companies, they know they're not going to get what they want at the local level, because we're going to deal with our constituents, or we're going to try to cite them in appropriate places. They got the federal government where they can get what they want, which is very frustrating. And this is one of those situations where we agree with you. We've dealt with the frustrations of our constituents. I mean, they put one right in the middle of a traffic circle that functions as a park in a neighborhood, and put it right in the center of it.
Right.
So those residents that live there who've had this beautiful little, traffic circle to look at for years, now look at a communications tower, and there was nothing I could do about it. So it's very frustrating. But again, home rule, if we can get some of these, initiatives passed, it'd be great. It'd be very helpful to us at the local level, because we shouldn't have to continue to be told you can't do that when we're the ones that are dealing with the impacted constituents. So thank you for coming today.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm glad to work with you guys on that.
Okay, thank you. That's
Thank
what.
you.